Hello all and welcome to the Mug Life DIY. I am Julia and I am so excited that you decided to stop by my channel and check out this really fun and easy Christmas wreath. Now this wreath I actually picked up at the thrift store last year. I picked up 2 of them. They had a few little, I don't even remember, random things not even hot glued to them, and I paid $2 for them, and they're super thick, so it was a great deal. So always check at thrift stores for really good quality wreaths that maybe someone started to DIY but gave up and donated it. And I would definitely say this is a better quality than the ones from the Dollar Tree, so I always like to check thrift store, or if someone is giving them away, just you never know. Now this piece on earth is a Dollar Tree sign that I had from last year, and I was just trying to see what I had left over in my stash that I could use, and that's kind of where I went with this wreath. Now I do have 2 front doors, so I will probably make another Christmas wreath for you guys, but I have really been enjoying making wreaths. So I just painted the piece on earth black, and of course had to do the fake snow because I love the glitter and the shine. Now I didn't want to paint my piece on earth white because our doors are white, so I thought the black would stand out a little bit more, but I am still undecided. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to outline the letters because they are kind of so close to each other. It's a little bit hard to read it, so I just kind of went around each letter and outlined with my white paintbrush. If you have a paint pen or a paint marker or even a Sharpie, you could do this. Just whatever you have on hand. I just love painting, and I always tend to paint first before using a marker or other thing, but I have seen a lot of different options of the brands out there. But Dollar Tree does have some really nice paint markers that I have used, so I highly recommend those. But I just kind of accented each letter to separate it. It's a little bit hard because of the glitter right now, but I hope you can tell once I hot glue this bad boy to the center portion of my wreath. Now these little picks are also from the Dollar Tree. Now they are from this year. I can tell you, when I found my little, I don't even quite know, I guess they're like a snowy twig. When I found mine from last year, I could not believe the difference. The ones from last year were so much better. They didn't have like these, they almost look like chunky crystals on them this year and not as much snow, and they weren't as full. The ones last year, when I did find them, I kind of add them later on in the wreath, but I was kind of sad when I saw the difference. So just be on the lookout. They will look a little bit different this year, or if you have some left over from last year, word to the wise, always be checking what they change for good and for worse. Now I of course love gold year round, but I especially love adding gold touches for the holidays. So I created kind of like, I don't even know. I broke this apart from a large $1 pick that I got, and I can't remember if it was Walmart or Dollar Tree, but I broke it apart and kind of in between the longer twig branches just to kind of break up the greenery, and I wanted it to have some really fun depth. So this is kind of how I went with it. Now I also do tend to hot glue some pieces that I definitely know I like or where I want them, and then the larger pieces I stick in and then I glue afterwards, or I will use zip ties or even the greenery wraps from the Dollar Tree later on after I like the position, because I do tend to move things around when I am making the wreath. So that's just a little tip I've got for you. Now I found these little jingle bells. I was about to say jingle balls. No, the little jingle bells in my stash too. And I thought they were really festive, so I added those. And then I just glued my little piece on earth to the 4 sections and then kind of filled in with the greenery around it. And I feel like I have the world's largest random assortment of leftover crafts, or crafts that I never finished. And that is what all of these pine cones are from. They are from different project pieces and leftover greenery picks and my mother-in-law, just you name it. I have so many random pieces, so I thought they looked nice with the little jingle bells. So I added that. Now, these little white picks right here, those are brand new. I did buy them this year. They're like the snowy ferns, but this was just the tips of those pieces. And they're a little bit more dense, and I just really liked them. So I just pulled those pieces off and glued them around each of the little jingle bells. And I would love it if you would take the time to hit that bell icon after you have subscribed, and you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Now these are the top parts of the little ferns, and you can see how I just kind of clipped them off into different pieces and shaped them into smaller pieces to kind of fill up my wreath. I tend to do that a lot. I will cut pieces in half. I've cut feathers in half to make 2 feathers out of 1 feather, and I do the same thing with my greenery picks. If I don't quite like the length of it, or if I want something shorter or fuller, I just cut them down to the size that I want. I do tend to do things in odd numbers and odd placements, so you'll kind of see groupings all throughout my wreaths and my crafts. That's just my own visual thing. I don't even remember if it was art school or who knows, a teacher saying that it's just more visually appealing to have things in odd numbers. So that's just kind of a personal preference. You can kind of have at it however you would like. And of course, it just wouldn't be Christmas without adding some red berries. This is actually, I believe, also from last year. These little picks that I haven't seen them in any of my stores. They were the long kind of branch-like berries, and they had kind of snow crystals on them, and I loved them. And I had wished I had bought more of them, but I did not. So I just used what I could find in all of my scrap pieces and kind of placed them where I thought they looked good. Now, I also love this cardinal. I thought it was so adorable. Now, cardinal is the Virginia bird, so I definitely wanted to add that in, and I just thought it was so beautiful for Christmas. Now, let me just give y'all a forewarning. I am the world's worst bow maker. I have been searching, and I mean searching, for the Dollar Tree bows. I will find them eventually, but for this craft, I did not find them. So, y'all, I know y'all can make a better bow than me. I was trying, and I'm like, why? I have tried the specific way how everyone makes the fancy bows. You wrap it, and then you glue it, and then you get another piece, and you wrap it and overlay it, and I can't do it. I don't know, so I go back to, hey, I know how to tie a shoelace, and that's how I do a bow. I know, guys. Yes, I craft, but I can't make a bow. So I need to watch some more videos on that. Give me some recommendations for some amazing bow makers, y'all. Like, help a crafter friend out, because I just looked at this when I was done, and I was just so sad. I'm like, why is my bow, I couldn't even figure out how to make these, the little tails. See, the struggle is real. I am a real person just like y'all. I can't do everything. I have fun with crafting, and even though I'm not the greatest at making bows and even making wreaths, I do it because I have fun. And I hope you guys have fun too, and don't overstress your crafts too much. We craft to have fun. We craft to make people smile. We craft to just, think about something other than what's going on in our daily lives, our country, everything, you name it. It's okay, y'all, if you're not perfect like me. Anyone else, let's high five it with with me. But I am obsessed with buffalo check, so that's kind of what I went with. And then I just hot glued that bad boy on there. And if and when I ever find that bow, it's going on there. But I feel like I'm not going to find them. Have you guys found these mysteriously wonderful Dollar Tree bows yet? Is it just me that can't find them? I don't know. I'm just sad. Even just looking at this, I am sad, y'all. Now I used my heat gun to have everything dry quickly, and it also gets rid of any little glue gun strays that y'all might have, like I always do, probably because I always use too much. And I don't know, I wasn't kind of loving the greenery color, so I just took some of my white acrylic paint and just kind of randomly and sporadically added some white paint. I wouldn't say this would be a flocking technique. Everyone just kind of does it. You just kind of add the paint as you go. But I think it added a nice little touch. I did add the little snowy look on quite a few of the pieces, and I really like how it ended up. So I do have a flocking technique that I saw on my friend Kiki's channel. So I will leave that video down below because I'm definitely going to try it here soon. But this is just me adding a little bit of paint, and I think it turned out good. Let me know what you think. And here is my wreath. Now, I didn't measure this wreath size, but it is huge. So I'm thinking it's one of the larger wreath forms, like an 18 to 24 inch. I will have to break out the tape measure and add that in the description box. But I love how big it is. I think it just really is a beautiful statement piece. I always do tend to love a little bit more of eclectic and random wreaths. I love doing it. I think it's really pretty. Let me know if you enjoyed this Jingle Bell Peace on Earth wreath. And hey, I would love it if you would subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to check out my Christmas playlist. And I'll see you next time.